All right, what's going on? It's Saturday. We're gonna do a science experiment here. We are back at the yard in a controlled environment, and I'm gonna attempt my first water wash since the abysmal failure of 2007. Don't want to talk about it, but I've since been schooled in the art of water washing by professionals from the United States of America. So anyhow, I pumped a job about 5 minutes down the road. Before I left, I circulated a bunch of retardant through the concrete, so this stuff isn't going to set up for about 3 days. So we got a little bit of wiggle room here, if you will. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pump out a little bit here, suck this back, we'll load the hopper up with water, and we'll go through the procedure as I have learned it. And I'm going to tell you, I've been watching this video. I'll put a link to it below. From Michael Zurich of Western Concrete Pumping. I've watched this about 50 times now, and I think I finally got it down pat. No lie, I did have a nightmare last night about forgetting to turn the auger off while water washing. It was terrible. Anyhow, we're not going to do that. We're going to remember not to do that. I got Sid here. My cameraman Sid came in just for the event. He's pretty excited about it. Doesn't really think it's going to work. Do you think it's going to work? Do you think it'll work? I think it'll work. I think we'll get the water through. The test is, will the pipes be clean? Well, here's where it gets good. She's back. Emma, my little sponge, is back with modifications this time. Last time we had some lighting issues. Check this out. What's up? Dollar store LEDs. Beautiful. So when we put the sponge in this time, though, we're going to face it forward so that as it goes through the pipes, we can see if there's any buildup. So we'll do the water wash, suck the sponge back, check the footage, make sure it's good, then we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it lots. And if I screw this up, Michael Zurich, I'm calling you. I have your number on speed dial. So I hope it doesn't come to that, but at least they'll make for some great content. And if we rock back the deck pipe, Sid's here to help out, and he's dressed for the occasion, or maybe not. Anyhow, okay, Sid, take the camera. You're up, buddy. Out the end of the hose. I'll let this drain. We're gonna go back. I'll take a couple strokes in reverse here, just to get rid of the air pocket in there. 2 strokes in reverse. Perfect. Now we'll go back to the hop here. We'll start loading with water. Into this handy dandy hose reel. These things are extremely pricey. I swear, like 2,500 bucks. But this one's going on 7 years old now, and it hasn't failed us yet. But man, it makes it handy. I keep a 50-foot hose on this thing, and I don't have to wind it around the handrail on the truck 80 times to store it. So I'm going to come up here. Just rinse all this in. Let's get rid of this secondary grate just so we can see a little better. Well, that wasn't the best execution, was it? The problem trying to work one-handed. Anyhow, here we go. There you go, cameraman. Benefit to the water wash that I'd seen, one of the main benefits watching Michael do it, was being able to rinse your sides and rinse everything in. Then by the time you pump all that water through, what's actually remaining in the hopper in the terms of washout or washing out is very minimal. So whatever extra time I'm taking right now, you could arguably say that I'm going to make up for it when we get to the washout stage. There we go. Double water. All right, so while we're waiting around, what I did with the back end here, because we're on a bit of an upslope, which I think benefits the water wash, arguably unfairly, for the water coming back and draining that deck pipe, flushing the deck pipe into the hopper. So I lifted our back end up nice and high to get us within about 3 degrees. just to make it more of an accurate portrayal of a real world situation here. So we got that all done. 4-inch hose on, ready to go, ready to do our thing. Like I said, this is my first time trying this in a while, and this is in a controlled environment. If we do have any issues, I got all my tools, I got lots of water, I got everything here to rectify it. Do I think water washing is better than sucking a sponge? If I was outfitted with the proper water source that I could fill that hopper up within about 60 seconds and flush it through, perhaps. But without having that said water source, I don't think so. I'm just kind of playing around with this so we have another tool in the toolbox for a situation where this might be advantageous or might be necessary. So like I said, I tried this 15 plus years ago, totally screwed it up. Knowing what I know now, I did it completely wrong. Who knows, I still haven't successfully done this one, so I might screw this up too. So we shall see anyhow. So what we're gonna do when we get going here, once that hopper's full of water, I'm gonna pump in forward at about 70% volume. Once I see water come out the end of the hose, there'll be concrete coming out of the hose. Once it transitions to water, I'm gonna hammer the pump in reverse and take 6 strokes back. Then I'm gonna push ahead again 3 strokes to push that water back up into the deck pipe, and then slam it back in reverse to pull it back again. So you get that second flush into the deck pipe is the whole idea in theory behind that. So pump the water through. As soon as the water comes through, throw the pump in reverse for half a dozen strokes, then take 3 strokes forward, then take a bunch of strokes back and listen for the sweet sound of the ocean at the end of the hose, and you know she's good. And like I said, we're gonna verify that she's good by sending the sponge through. Remind me when we put that sponge in to put the pin down, the pin stopper, because I really don't want to suck the GoPro into the hopper. That would kind of ruin this whole video. So anyhow, let's check in on our water situation. Yeah, we're getting there. We'll take her right up to the top. What I've heard on bigger booms, you need to fill it up, take about 3 strokes of water, refill it again right to the top, just so you have enough water, enough volume to flush all the way through. So on this smaller pump, I'm just gonna fill it right to the top. Okay, hopper is full of water. We'll throw this hose in the water tank and we'll refill this while we're doing our procedure. All right, volume up. I'm gonna do about a 6 on the volume. We'll wind out the RPM. Take a few strokes just so we can see the magic of the water coming down, then I'll drop the lid. Are you ready? I'm nervous. Here goes. Let's put the sponge in now. I'm not gonna lie, that was an absolutely horrible execution trying to run the hose and the remote and talk at the same time. And I kind of covered myself in schmeg, but obviously on the job site I would just be standing back and letting it do its thing on its own. So much for not getting water on the ground. Whoops. Anyhow, it's okay, we're good. Let's see what we got in the hopper. A whole bunch of water. Okay, so we're gonna drop the pin now. Yeah, we'll throw down the ball stopper, and then we'll put the we'll throw Emma in the tip elbow here, and we'll do an inspection. Okay, we'll drop this down and we'll check back in a second. Okay, you ready? Lighting. Check. Record. Check. Wipe camera lens. Check. So I'm gonna try and get this nice and square. Like I said, we're gonna face the camera forward this time so you can see the boom pipe before the sponge has a chance to rake anything out of it. I'm curious to see if there's any sand, rock, gravel in that deck pipe. That's my biggest worry slash suspicion. You want to zoom in here real close, Sid, as we try and fit this girl in here. It's a little bit tougher. Last time we had the camera facing outward, so we could kind of see what we're doing a little bit better. I'm gonna try and do this as slow as possible, so it goes through there nice and controlled, and we can get a really good view of what's going on, but no guarantees. Turn the vibrator off. Come on, girl, be good to me. Maybe give her a little touch of water. Seal it up. There we go. So well the first time we sucked the camera back through the boom, that first video we made, that we're due for failure here. I got a bad vibe about this, but let's see. Zoom in real close. Oh, look at that. Okay, I think we're gonna have some footage to work with. Okay, we're gonna pull the sponge out here with the camera. I'm gonna review the footage. We'll come back, we'll talk about it. It'll be great. Okay. Oh no. Our light came apart. On the first shockwave, the light broke off the freaking camera. Oh, awful. Well, you know what happens now?
Back to the drawing board?
Well, yeah, we can't pull the elbow to check the deck pipe because we pulled the sponge through. Epic fail. Wow. Okay. Well, I know what we can do for fun here. There's a B plan. I just thought of this. We at least got to make something out of this video. I'm gonna call my buddy from Western Concrete Pumping, my water wash mentor, and we're gonna mess around with him. We'll put him on speaker. Buddy, Hey, question for you. What's the best way to get all the rocks out of the deck pipe? How do you do it?
Pull the 45 off the back and just put a hose up there and wash it out. Jack the front end way up in the air.
Oh, okay.
How much are you talking? Like, are you actually locked up or just a little bit?
No, I think half the boom. Do you think I'd be okay to come back Monday and clean it out? You said in the first video I could clean it out 2 days later. Would that be okay?
Yeah, probably. That's a probably.
I'm screwing with you. It works. I had to save the video. We sucked the sponge back with the camera on it and the frickin' light fell off. And now I can't even pull the 45 on the deck to show that it's clean because we pulled the sponge back. So it's inconclusive. Okay, so Sid and I made a determination. When we pulled that sponge back, all that we had, a little bit of sediment, a little bit of sand, some pieces of a GoPro camera, that too, but no rock, no gravel, nothing of significance. So I'm gonna say it's semi-conclusive to the water wash work, because even when we do sponge water sponge, we end up with gravel and whatnot sitting between the two sponges in that elbow. So anyhow, I know it's not the solid definitive answer that we were searching for today, but I will follow this up sometime, maybe with just doing the sponge part. Now that we've seen the water wash part, I'll do the sponge part, and whether it's a separate video or whether I insert it into this video at a later date, I haven't decided yet. But I put way too much work into gluing that little light onto this thing, and to have it pop off right away, but it is what it is. So that's it. We are done for the day. Washout complete. My very first successful water wash in 23 years of pumping. It was a long time in the making, but we finally did it. So now I'm 1 for 1. I'm batting 500 on water washes. But I will say, actually, knowing what I know now, knowing what I was taught by my buddy Michael there at Western Concrete Pumping, the way he showed me how to do it, I would say I'm 100% confident to use this method in the future. Now, that being said, with our market, for various reasons, I still don't think this is going to be the most efficient, practical way to do things. Just because of environmental regulations, a lot of the sites we're on, we got to minimize mess. There's just nowhere to splash all that water out when we do our washout. So that being said, final conclusion: water wash versus sucking a bucket versus sucking a sponge. I don't know that there is any real clear winner. I think it really depends on the variables in your market. And I'm happy to say now that I can actually do all three of them. I'm confident doing all three of them. And I think it's good to know how to do all three. But to say one is the best and one is the be-all end-all, I don't think there is a definitive answer. Like I said, it really depends on a lot of variables in the area with which you're working. So, but I am impressed with how well it cleaned the pipes out. It's really, really crappy that the light fell off our camera and we couldn't get that footage. I will do that in the future. I will do another water wash and try and get that camera dialed in that we can suck it back and get some conclusive footage of how well it cleans. But from what I saw there in the back elbows and whatnot when we busted things open, I'm very, very confident that these pipes were at least as clean as they would be sucking back 2 sponges, if not cleaner. So anyhow, that is it for the day. A little bit of an ugly video. I ended up wearing a lot of concrete, a lot of slurry. It's just the way it goes. It's a learning curve. I'm a rookie at this one. Learn something new every day. So, you know it goes. Like, share, subscribe. ×3. Till next time.